sixth graders, we're going to talk about whether or not answers are reasonable today. Okay, what does reasonable mean? Yeah, exactly. Does the answer make sense as a possible solution to the problem? Okay? And the process we're going to use is to estimate first, then find the actual answer and compare it to your estimate. So, if you open your books to page 10 and look at the first question, you'll get an idea of what we're talking about here. It says people in the United States eat 17 billion quarts of popcorn annually. That means every year. That's an average of 54 quarts per person each year. At that average, Karen and Noah want to know the total amount of popcorn students in their school would eat in 1 year. The school has 1,200 students. So, estimate first. Let's take a look at the problems, or the numbers in the problem. If each of the students eats 54 quarts of popcorn, how can we estimate or round that number?
We could round it to 50.
Good, let's round it to 50. So 54 quarts, QTS stands for quarts, to 50. Then, how many students? How many students are listed in that problem? Thomas?
1,200.
Yeah, 1,200. All right. And we can use that number, 1,200, because we can multiply 12 times 5. We know that number. We know the answer to that number. You could, if you didn't know 12 times 5, you could round this to 1,000. But I think you know 12 times 5. So we can use that as our estimate. 12 times 5 is what, class?
60.
60. Now, we also have 3 zeros to put in the answer. So how many quarts is that? Arthur?
60,000.
Good. We should label that 60,000 quarts. Okay? Then it says, Karen and Noah each got an answer to the actual question. Karen got 64,800 quarts. Noah got 10,800 quarts. So those two numbers are not the same. Which one is reasonable? Ellie? Yeah, Karen's answer is reasonable. 64,800 is much closer to 60,000 than 10,000. So Noah must have done something wrong when he was figuring that problem out. Karen's answer is more reasonable. And that's what it means to check for reasonableness, is to check the answer based on an estimate to see if it's reasonable. Okay? So, what I want you to do for tomorrow is on page 11. Look at the top of page 11, number 1. There's a food label there. It gives nutrition facts and serving size and things like that. It says the label shows the nutrition facts for air pop popcorn. 8 servings of popcorn are shared among 4 people. Alex says each person will eat 6 calories. Is his answer reasonable? So you have to estimate the number of calories in 8 servings. How many calories are there in 1 serving? Sam?
31.
31. So let's round that number to a number that's easier. 31 round to 30. Good, Eddie. Then estimate the number of calories each person would eat. So, I'm sorry, first, for 8 servings, 8 times 30 is 240. Then it says to estimate the number of calories each person will eat. If 4 people eat that total of 240 calories, about how many is that, Thomas?
60.
60. Yes. Yep. 60. Now, compare the estimate with Alex's answer. Alex's answer was 6. Is that reasonable? David? No. Nope, he must have done something wrong. So, your first answer, and put this in your homework notebook, because this is the first answer to your assignment. Number 1. No. 6 is not close to 60. So you have to write the answer and then explain what that means. 6 is not close to 60. So the answer is not reasonable. That's what that means. Okay? Ed? The actual answer is 60. So 240, we said that 240 divided by 4 is 60. 4 people eating 240 calories. Okay? That's 60. But Alex thought it was 6. That's not a reasonable estimate or a reasonable answer. David?
Do we have to write all of the problems?
You have to write all the problems.
Rewrite 54 grams and so.
No. No.
So she's right. No, 6 is not close to.
Right. This explains your answer. This proves your answer. Okay?
So we're gonna write no, 6 is not close to 60 in our homework, and then what other ones are we gonna do?
I'm going to tell you what other ones we're going to do.
Sorry.
Okay? Addie?
Can we just say no, it's not close to 60, or do we have to show all of that?
You just had to write what, because this was the first example. Okay, right? We talked about this example already. And then I gave this as the answer to number 1. Okay? So write this. Will?
So did you have to write like 240 divided by 4 equals 60 part?
You have to write whatever it is you use to figure out the answer.
So that's like the last
Just,
one.
if you write something down to figure out the answer, don't erase it and leave it there, because that is proof of your answer. Remember, class, I talked about how important it is to be able to prove your answers, okay? So anything that you write down to find the answer, leave it there, because that's proof. Do not erase your proof, okay? If you draw a diagram, if you do computation, keep that all right next to your answer, because that's proof, okay? Shania?
Can you do your proof on another sheet of paper? You have to do on your assignment.
Well, if you do it all on another sheet of paper, you're going to have to copy it onto your answer sheet, because that's the proof of your answer. You have to show me the proof of your answer. So then you'd be showing me 2 different things, your answers and your proof. I want it all on one sheet.
Okay.
All right? I want the proof right next to the answer. Okay? So your assignment is to do 1 through 3. So you really have to just do 2 and 3 now. Finish that top section. 1, 2, and 3.
That's the homework.